how Little John lived at the sheriff's. Thus Little John entered into the sheriff's service and found the life he led there easy enough, for the sheriff made him his right hand and held him in great favour. He set night the sheriff at meat, and he ran beside his horse when he went a-hunting, so that with that hunting and having a little and eating rich dishes and drinking good sack and sleeping until late hours in the morning, he grew as fat as a stall-fed ox. Thus these things floated easily along with the tide, until one day when the sheriff went a-hunting, there happened that which broke the smooth surface of things. This morning the sheriff and many of his men set forth to meet certain lords, to go a-hunting. He looked all about him for his good man Reynold Greenleaf, but not finding him, was vexed, for he wished to show Little John's skill to his noble friends. As for Little John, he laid abed, snoring lustily, till the sun was high in the heavens. At least he opened his eyes and looked about him, but not moving to arise. Brightly shone the sun in his window, and all the air was sweet with the scent of woodbine that hung in sprays about the wall without, for the cold winter was past and the spring was coming again, and Little John lay still, thinking how sweet was everything on his fair morn. Just then was small he heard faint and far away a distant budgel note sounding thin and clear. The sound was small, but like a little pebble dropped into a glassy fountain, it broke all the smooth surface of its thoughts, until his whole soul was filled with disturbance. His spirit seemed to awaken from its sluggishness, and his memory brought back to him all the merry greenwood life, how the birds were singing brightly there this bright morning, and how his loved companions and friends were feasting and making merry, or perhaps talking of him with sober speech, for when he first entered the sheriff's service he did so in yeast, but the hard stone was warm during the winter, and the fare was full, and so he had a bite, putting off from day to day his going back to Sherwood until 6 long months have passed. But now he thought of his good master, and of Will Studley, whom he loved better than anyone in the world, and of young David of Dorchester, whom he had trained so well in all manly sports, till there came over his heart a great and bitter longing for them all, so that his eyes filled with tears. Then he said aloud, "Here I grow fat like a stall-fed ox, and all my manliness departed from me, while I become a sluggard and dolt. But I will arouse me and go back to mine own dear friends once more, and never will I leave them again till life doth leave my lips." So saying, he leaped from the bed, for he hearted his son sluggishness now. When he came downstairs, he saw the steward standing near the parlour door, a great fat man with a huge bundle of keys hanging to his girdle. Then Little John said, "Ho, Master Steward, a hungry man am I, for naught have I had for all this blessed morn. Therefore give me to eat." Then the steward looked grimly at him, and rattled his keys in his girdle, for he had hated Little John because he had favoured fall with the sheriff. "So, Master Reynold Greenleaf, thou art an hungered, art thou?" quoth he. "But, fair youth, if thou livest long enough, thou wilt find that he who getteth over much sleep for in Ile had gone off with an empty stomach. For what either saw an old saw, Master Greenleaf? Is it not that late foal findeth but ill farthing? Now, thou great purse of fat, cried Little John, I ask thee not for fool's wisdom, but for bread and meat. Who art thou that thou shouldest deny me to eat? By Saint Dustin, thou hadst best tell me where my breakfast is, if thou wouldst save broken bones. Thy breakfast, Master Fireblazer, is in the pantry, answered the steward. Then fetch it hither, cried Little John, who waxed angry by this time. Go thou and fetch it thy own self, quoth the steward. Am I thy slave, to fetch a curry for thee? I say go thou bring it me. I say go thou fetch it yourself. Ay, man, that will I, right quickly, quoth Little John in rage. And so saying, he strode to the pantry and tried to open the door, but found it locked. Whereat the steward laughed and rattled his keys. Then the wrath of Little John boiled over, and lifting his clenched fist, he smoothed the pantry door, bursting out 3 panels and making so large an opening that he could easily stood and walk through it.